Is Zimbabwe heading toward its biggest political showdown since 2017? A new report is claiming that a powerful alliance of retired and serving military figures is quietly positioning itself against any attempt to extend President Emmerson Mnangagwa's rule beyond his current constitutional term. At the center of the storm is Vice President Constantino Chiwenga. And according to political observers, a recent speech by the former army commander may have contained a coded warning aimed directly at supporters of the controversial 2030 agenda. But what exactly is happening behind the scenes? And could Zimbabwe be witnessing a major power struggle within its ruling establishment? Let's get into it. Zimbabwe's political landscape has once again been thrown into the spotlight following reports of growing tensions within the ruling establishment over Constitutional Amendment Bill No. 3, commonly known as CAB3. The controversy centers around allegations that some political actors are pushing a broader political agenda linked to extending President Emmerson Mnangagwa's influence beyond current constitutional expectations. While supporters of constitutional amendments insist the reforms are lawful and necessary, critics believe the changes could have significant implications for Zimbabwe's future political leadership.
Tinotaura hondo kana kuitaura kuti atinoita zvakati nekuti unenge usati wabverenyurwa. Ukabverenyurwa ndokuona kuti hondo yakaipa sei. Saka tinoda runyararo, tinoda kubatana, tinoda kunzwanana, tigosira nhaka yakanaka kuzvizvarwa zvichatevera. Runyararo rworwo ngarurambe rwuripo kusvika nekusingaperi. Amutsa kuita chihondo, kuita chimurenga chisina musoro kudhonza nyika kusiriko kwete, nekuti zvine ropa mukati.
The latest developments come after remarks made by Vice President Chiwenga during a recent public appearance. Although he did not directly mention President Mnangagwa or the 2030 agenda, political analysts and observers have been closely examining his comments. Some believe the speech was carefully crafted to send a message to those advocating constitutional changes that could affect future leadership arrangements. Others argue that the interpretation may be exaggerated and that the vice president was simply discussing broader national principles. As with many political speeches, different groups are hearing different messages. What is becoming increasingly clear is that CAB3 has evolved into much more than a constitutional debate. It has become a symbol of a larger political struggle over Zimbabwe's future direction. For some, the issue is about governance reform. For others, it is about succession, power, and the balance between different political forces inside the ruling party. According to reports circulating in political circles, concerns are growing among some former military figures regarding what they see as the increasing concentration of power around a small group of political and economic elites. These concerns reportedly extend beyond constitutional matters and include questions about economic management, governance, and the future of state institutions. However, many of these claims remain politically contested and have not been independently verified. One issue that continues to attract attention is the relationship between the military establishment and political leadership. Zimbabwe's modern political history cannot be separated from the role played by security institutions. The events of 2017 fundamentally changed the country's political trajectory and demonstrated the influence military actors could have during periods of national transition. Since then, Analysts have frequently debated whether the political alliance that emerged after 2017 remains intact. Supporters of President Mnangagwa reject suggestions of major divisions within the ruling establishment. They argue that the government remains focused on development, economic recovery, and implementing policies designed to improve the lives of citizens. They also dismiss claims of internal collapse as opposition narratives designed to create uncertainty. From their perspective, the constitutional amendment process should be evaluated based on its legal content rather than political speculation. Critics, however, continue to express concerns. They argue that constitutional changes should never be viewed in isolation from the broader political environment. According to them, questions about succession, accountability, and constitutional limits are central to the future of Zimbabwe's democracy. That is why debates surrounding CAB3 continue to generate intense interest both inside and outside Parliament. What makes this story particularly significant is the growing public fascination with what is happening behind closed doors. Many Zimbabweans are asking whether there is a deeper political struggle taking place. Are these simply normal policy disagreements, or are they signs of a much larger battle over the future leadership of the country? At this stage, definitive answers remain elusive, but the speculation continues to grow. Political analysts say the coming months could prove crucial as Parliament debates constitutional reforms and political actors position themselves for the future. Every statement, every alliance, and every public appearance is being carefully scrutinized. The outcome could influence not only the future of CAB3, but also the broader balance of power within Zimbabwe's political system. For now, one thing is certain. Zimbabwe remains at the center of a high-stakes political conversation. The debate over constitutional reform is no longer just about legal amendments. It has become a debate about leadership, succession, democracy, and the future direction of the nation. And with emotions running high on all sides, the story is far from over. Now, I want to hear from you. Do you believe Zimbabwe is witnessing a genuine political power struggle? What do you think Vice President Chiwenga's recent remarks really meant? Is CAB3 simply a constitutional reform process, or has it become part of a larger battle over the country's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more Zimbabwe and Africa news. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.